UFC 328 just took place where Strickland just defeated Chimaev by split decision. Man, this card was absolutely amazing from top to bottom. We had some submissions, some KOs, some wars. We had a snooze fest. We had some crazy moments. We had somebody going to bed. We had somebody turn into the Red Skull. Man, this card was amazing. I lost my voice screaming so much from all of the chaos in the main event and the co-main event. Today, I'm going to be giving you my full breakdown for the card, starting with Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa. Jose Ochoa beat the shit out of Clayton Carpenter through 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds, he outlanded him by like 30 or 40 strikes, I believe, each round. And he had his face cut up and bruised up. And Clayton Carpenter was landing some shots, but they weren't having really any effect on it on Jose Ochoa. And Jose's shots had like a visible impact on Clayton. Every time Clayton would load up on a shot and then he would swing and Jose would catch him at the same time, Clayton would back up and like you could see how uncomfortable he was on the feet. And he couldn't get his takedowns either. He shot 7 takedowns and he could only get 1. Whenever he got the takedown, he wasn't really able to do much with it. And Jose Ochoa did pretty much the same amount of damage on a hit off of his back that Clayton Carpenter did on top. And then Jose Ochoa got back up and Clayton wasn't really able to get going again on the feet. Like, as you can see in the first round, man, yeah, he got outlanded by double. That's fucking crazy. Oh, sorry, that's total strikes. Yeah, he got outlanded by double. That's wild. And then in the third, he was able to get a takedown, but he still got outstruck. So, man, he got fucked up pretty bad. His face was all cut up after the fight. So, that was a really good performance by Jose Ochoa. Now, moving on to Baisanger Sushi Kayv versus DeJordan Santos. Holy shit, this was a war, man. Sushi Kayv, he's wild. Holy shit. He wasn't able to get his takedowns really in the first and the second, so he had to opt to stand on the feet, and Santos came for war, man. Sushi Kayv has a lot of power, and I just thought he'd be able to put him away, but he wasn't really able to wobble him with any of the shots that he was landing in the first and the second. So in the first, they were going back and forth, and Santos was landing a lot of winging hooks and straight shots down the middle, and he wasn't really landing any kicks. Aside from a few low kicks that like visibly seemed to bother Sushi Kayv then started throwing his hands a little bit more in the second. Whenever the third started, you could see Sushi Kayv like kind of bloodthirsty, and he just pressed on the gas and he started unloading shots, and then he got a takedown, and then he got back mount. As soon as he was able to get position secured, he was able to put in hooks, get a choke, and fight was over just like that, man. Sushi Kayv is so good on the ground, but he's a little bit green on the feet, so he's gonna need to clean some things up. But he's a prospect to look out for. He's really good. Now moving on to Pat Sabatini versus William Gomez. This was the snoozer of the card. I kind of knew this was gonna be a snoozer, like given the matchup. Now if like, and I say that to say that if neither one of them got a first round finish, then I kind of figured that this was going to decision, because Sabatini or Gomez would be a little bit too slippery for Sabatini to like hold down. And man, Gomez is fucking strong, man. I thought in the first that he'd get taken down a little bit easier than that, but he used the fence to keep himself up. And after the first, I kind of figured that this was going to go to decision, because Gomez became a little bit too slippery for Sabatini to hold down, and Gomez couldn't really get anything going on the feet, because as soon as he would start throwing shots like 2 or 3 or land 2 or 3, Sabatini would just blitz in, clinch, and just hold him up against the cage, because he couldn't really get the takedowns, man. Gomez showed immensely improved takedown defense, because some of the takedowns that people have gotten him in the past were a little bit suspect. He used the cage to hold himself up a lot, and Sabatini had trouble bringing him back down. Now, I do think Sabatini, like could have approached this a little bit smarter because he kept on trying to sweep his leg under, like Gomez's leg under him whenever Gomez kept on putting his back to the cage, and that's not really gonna do anything because the other leg is still on the ground and he's leaning towards the cage, so it's just putting all of Gomez's weight to the cage, so it's gonna be even harder for him to drag him down unless he sweeps the other leg too. Now, what he could have done to bring him down a little bit easier is he could have like done a double knee sit where he puts both of his knees on the back part of Gomez's knees and then squats down and pulls him down on top of him. But when he does that, he would obviously put hooks in and then take the back from there. And he's done that in the past, so I was kind of surprised that he didn't do this here. But Gomez couldn't really get anything going, like at all. I mean, on the feet, Sabatini looked like pretty worrying. He was throwing his winging left hooks, his inflatable man hooks. Like, it does look suspect on the feet. Like, he looks really suspect on the feet. I think if he fights somebody who can break away from the fence a little bit easier, who's like a little bit stockier, basically like get Sabatini off of them, then I think he's going to get slept if he's not able to get takedowns. Because he needs to clean up that striking. The striking does not look good, man. But Sabatini won. The fight was not entertaining at all. It was pretty boring. Most of it was being held up against the cage, so I wouldn't recommend rewatching this. Now, moving on to Roman Copilov versus Marco Tulio. Holy shit, what a fucking war, man. What a war. In the first, Copilov seemed a little bit tentative, and Tulio was pressing on the gas as soon as the fight started, as he always does. And he was outlanding Copilov in the first. But in the second, Copilov caught Tulio with a check hook, and he dropped him so bad, man. Like, I thought Tulio was out. And then Copilov swarmed him, and he started unloading shots on the fence, and Tulio somehow survived, man. And then they were held up on the cage. Copilov, for some stupid reason, decided to hold him up against the cage instead of breaking away and then unloading shots to get the finish. So Tulio was able to recover like that. And after that, Copilov dropped him again in the same round. And Tulio recovered again. I genuinely don't know how the fuck he's... Like, I don't know how he got back up, man. Like, look at this, man. Oh, he got... No, that's not right. These stats are not right. It says he got dropped 3 times in the third, or in the second. He did not get dropped 3 times. He got dropped twice in the second, and then when the third started, Roman Copilov swarmed Marco Tulio, and he started picking up the pace a little bit more. And then he dropped Marco Tulio again at the beginning of the third, and Tulio looked so out of it. Like, I am so shocked that he made it to a decision, man. And once he got back up, they slowed down a lot because of the pace of the fight and how much they were hurting each other, man. Copilov was getting hit with some good shots, but he wasn't having the same reaction that Tulio was to the shots. So at the end of the third, they started picking up the pace again, and then Tulio hit Copilov with a really clean shot at the end of the third that buckled him, but it wasn't enough to take the round after Copilov almost finished him again at the beginning of the third. So Copilov took the second and the third, and I believe Tulio took the first. So Copilov won by unanimous decision, man. This was a great fight. I recommend rewatching this. Moving on to Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. Holy shit, man. The Unk pulled it off. This shit's crazy. This shit is crazy. Jared Gordon is so dumb, man. Like, I'm gonna keep this short, man. He was winning on the feet. It didn't look that bad. And then Jared Gordon decided, after he caught a kick from Jim Miller, to try to take him down. Jared Gordon grabbed his leg, and then Jim Miller put him in a guillotine, and the guillotine was so tight, man. Jared Gordon tried to fight out of it, but you're not surviving Jim Miller's guillotine. Jared Gordon tap, and that's it. Now, Jim Miller wins by guillotine submission in the first round. Man, Jared Gordon threw that shit. I kind of feel for him because he's had a rough couple of fights, man. Moving on to Grant Dawson versus Mateusz Rebecki. Holy shit, man. Dude, I can't believe Grant Dawson pulled it off, man. He looks so sus on the feet. As soon as the fight started, Grant Dawson shot a takedown, a double leg, and then he got it. Got back mount, put hooks in, and then he held it for about 3 minutes, and then he fell off the back. And then they were standing for the rest of the round. Now, Dawson looked really sus on the feet in the first round, so I kind of figured that he was going to get slapped in the second. So when the second started, I was getting really nervous. And then Dawson got dropped, like, really badly. And then he shot for a takedown. Rebecki sprawled on him. And then he was stuck on the feet for the rest of the round. But Dawson was actually doing pretty decent on the feet. Rebecki just couldn't put him away. Like, he couldn't find the shot. I think it was because of the size difference. And he was having trouble finding the range because he couldn't really implement the jab really well. Dawson was poking his face off with that fucking jab, though. At the beginning of the third, they were going back and forth, but Rebecki was landing the better shots. And then I believe Rebecki shot a takedown, and he got reversed from Grant Dawson, and then he got his back taken, and he got put in a rear naked choke. He fought it for about a minute, and then Dawson put like his hand. He put his hand over, like both of his hands over Rebecki's chin, and he choked him out that way. It didn't even look like it was all the way in, but Rebecki tapped. So it must have been a pretty tight squeeze. So Grant Dawson wins by submission. Moving on to Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. Man, bro. He got bitched. It was pretty bad, man. He got bitched really badly. He got thrown around, you know what I mean? He got thrown around like a little bitch. Dude, this shit was rough to watch, man. Dude, Amosov took him down in the first. And I honestly thought that shit was over. But Alvarez actually did a pretty good job of keeping his back to the fence. And he kept on fighting back up. But Amosov kept on taking him down with the foot trips and the body lock takedowns. He just was not able to break him off. At the beginning of the second, Joel was landing some good shots on Amosov on the fence, but then Amosov got a takedown. He slammed Alvarez straight onto his side. He got into an arm triangle, and then the squeeze was unreal. Alvarez tapped, man. That Amosov is a fucking dark horse of the division, man. He called for somebody in the top 10. I believe he called for the winner of Brady and Buckley. I don't know if he'll get that far, but I think somebody in the top 15, like at the very top of like number 11 or 12 was like, fuck it, Mike Mallet, something like that. A fight like that would be really good. Now moving on to Gautier versus Aussie Diaz. I'll make this real quick. Gautier, he killed him. Like he killed him. I mean, he took a lot longer than I expected it to, and that's because Aussie Diaz showed some crafty vet moves. He was shooting some takedowns. He was being like weirdly patient. Like he was throwing almost no strikes for the first 3 minutes, and he was trying to force Gautier to overthrow a shot by like basically being frustrated, and then he would get a takedown. He kept on getting a single leg, but he was never able to like establish the takedown. And then in the second, Gautier just fucking blasted him after Aussie threw a lazy ass jab. Gautier just blasted him to the middle. I picked Gautier to win by first round KO. He won by second round KO. He needs somebody like Bruno Ferreira, or he needs something like that right before the top 15. He needs somebody who can test him in his striking for a bit to see his reaction to shit. And then I think he'll be ready for the top 15. So Gautier won by second round KO. Moving on to the main card. Oh, man. Dude, Bobby Green beat... Holy shit, man. This was crazy. Dude, he fucking mobbed him so bad. Holy shit. He was landing whatever the fuck he wanted on the feet, and then he got a takedown, and he just beat the shit out of Jeremy Stephens. And then Stephens gave up his back, and then Bobby Green just fucking choked him out. Like... That was what he should have done, to be honest. Like, he was a massive favorite for a reason. Jeremy Stephens hasn't fought in MMA in forever. He's only been doing striking stuff. So I wasn't surprised that as soon as it hit the floor, he was fucked. But I was surprised that Bobby shot so early. But that was a fucking performance. Bobby Green did exactly what he needed to do. And I think he should get a performance of the night for that. I don't think he will, but I think he should because he's due one after his last few performances, and he still hasn't gotten one for the last few. So I would give Bobby Green a performance of the night bonus. Anyways, moving on to Sean Brady versus Buckley. Holy fuck, man. Dude, the Buck got bitched, man. This shit was bad. This shit was rough to watch, man. Brady basically just took him down and just held him in half guard and did his tippy tappy shots, and then he would sometimes pass the full mount just to keep it busy. And Buckley just had nothing on the ground, man. And Buckley looked like a fish, like not even out of water. He looked like a fish in fucking space that got hit by like a nuclear strike. He was holding his hands up and shit, and he kept on just trying to fucking muscle up on Brady. Like he wasn't doing pretty much anything technical. He wasn't even attempting a shrimp or any of that, man. Like as soon as he got taken down, it was basically fucking raps. And the one time that he got up was after Brady basically like hovered over him, and then Buckley exploded back up, which is the one time that some shit like that would work whenever somebody's not putting all of their fucking weight on you. And then right after that, he got taken down immediately again after. So like, man, like, this shit was so frustrating, man. He literally ended every single round on his fucking back, not doing anything with his hands, just straight up, just standing up, fucking having his hands over his head and shit. Just fuck, man. Like, you need to improve your fucking wrestling. This is fucking outrageous. Like, the second time in a row you lose to somebody like this, and it's even fucking worse now because you had an entire year basically just to train to fucking do this, and like, what fucking improvements have you shown, really? Like, really, what improvements have you shown? The takedowns that got stuffed for Brady were the ones that he shot on the fucking fence, broke off, and then shot again. You didn't stuff, like, pretty much any good fucking takedown. God, it fucking pissed me off, man. And Brady deserves this, man, though. Like, I can't hold you, man. But Brady deserves this. Like, it's been a rough fucking year for him. He got put out pretty badly by Morales, and everybody just countered him out, including I thought he was basically done, like the way he looked in that fight, and the suspicious betting odds before this fight didn't help my case in picking Buckley, cause if none of you know, the betting lines moved like really suspiciously the night before the day of the weigh-ins, like 2 or 3 hours after the weigh-ins. So everybody was suspecting that Brady got sick or some shit like that. But yeah, he looked fucking good, man. He looked fucking good. I think he should get somebody. I think he should fight Kamaru, if I'm being honestly. Like, if Bilal beats Gabriel Bonfim, then I think he should fight Kamaru. And if Bilal loses to Bonfim, I think he should rematch Bilal and see who's the better man now. Moving on to my boy Volkov, man. Holy shit, man. Dude, he fucking mogged him. He mogged him. I would say pretty fucking convincingly. I think he won every round. Like, it's up for debate if he won round, I think it was round 1, where they had about the same amount of strikes. No, not round 1. Oh, round 3, sorry. Fuck am I yapping about round 1? Round 1 was not close. Round 3, they were like kind of even, but again, Volkov was still landing the better shots. Like, a lot of the shots that Acosta was landing were just glancing on the shoulders of Volkov. I keep on seeing people say that Volkov robbed Acosta, man. What the fuck are y'all yapping about, man? Volkov outclassed him in the first and in the second, man. Like, Acosta, he needs people to push forward pretty much, like, I'm not going to say every second, but majority of the fight, or he can't really implement his game because he can't find the range. Like, against Volkov, obviously Volkov is extremely tall, but Acosta just couldn't find the range. Like, he was missing on so many shots, man. Like, look at the fucking strike accuracy. 42% to 62. Oh, that's total. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, still 42 to fucking 62%. Like, he was whiffing on so many shots, man. Volkov he's just doing what he does best, man. He's beating every fucking blob that's like just ever, man. You give him his fucking title shot. After Gon and Pereira, and then they fight Aspinall at the end of the year, and they need to make that shit ASAP. Like, as soon as the White House card ends, I don't give a fuck about damage. Make that shit ASAP and give Volkov his fucking title shot. It's about fucking time. He deserves it. He fucking deserves it. If not, if you're not gonna do that, give him Josh Hogan after the White House. That'd be a good fucking fight. I bet you if I pull up his fucking win post, you're gonna see people saying that Acosta fucking got robbed and shit. Let's see. Yep, I fucking knew it, dude. Like, look at this shit, man. Fuck out of here. Like, I know 30-27 is kind of fucking questionable, but I could debate him winning the third because, again, a lot of Acosta's shots, like, were not landing clean. Like, I would give Acosta the third, but it's pretty debatable. I would have to watch it back. But Volkov clearly won this shit. Like, it's not debatable at all, man. Moving on. Oh, to my fucking boys, man. Yes, fucking sir. Joshua Vanna fucking go, baby. That's what I'm fucking talking about, baby. That's what I'm fucking talking about. I fucking told y'all, man. I fucking told y'all. Dude, holy shit. Dude, the beginning of the first had me worried, bro. Dude, I was telling my friends, bro, I'm like, dude, holy fuck. This is having me worried. But that little 5'5" height, that shit played into a factor, bro. I gotta work with what I got. That's what he said, bro. I gotta work with what I got. He worked with what he fucking got, bro. Like, Van was kind of patient, trying to find his range and whatnot, like the first, half minute. And then, boom, Tyra shoots a takedown, gets him down. Van's on the ground. He's, kind of balled up, and he has his feet tangled up by Tyra. Dude, the Japanese have such good control on the ground, dude. It's they're so good on the ground. And Van had his legs tangled up. He couldn't really get up for a minute. And then he slowly scooted his head towards the cage. And then once Tyra gave him an inch, he fucking bounced straight back up and then got back up on the feet. And then they were going back and forth. And then Tyra got his second takedown. And then he held him down for a little bit longer. And then, as you can see, oh shit, he got 4. They gave him 4 in the first. Oh, it might have been, okay. I kind of see that. Because Van got back up, but Tyra didn't really break the grip. So I didn't think they'd count that as multiple takedowns. But Van got back up. The point is, Van got back up every single time he got taken down. He got taken down, get straight back up. Taken down, straight back up. Now, in the first, he clearly lost the first. Not debatable at all. He barely landed any strikes. Tyra outlanded him, and he landed some strikes on the ground, and he had some control time. And then in the second, Tyra gets another takedown, and Van is doing pretty good on the ground of mitigating anything. And Tyra is not able to really get anything going. He's just holding position. Van is going a half guard, and then Tyra would take mount, and then Van would bridge up or push him off, and then go straight back to half guard. And then a minute left to go into the second. Van pushes him off hard, stands back up. Tyra throws a really, really sloppy low kick, and then Van blitzes him with a fucking piston of a right straight down the middle, drops him super badly. Tyra's covering up, and Van's swarming him, just fucking punching. Boom, the round ends. And then the third round. Man, Van looked fucking good, dude. Holy shit. He started turning it up. He was fucking piecing up Tyra so bad. And then he drops him again. And then this time, whenever he dropped Tyra, he jumped onto his back and tried to fucking choke him out. Like, let me say that again. He tried to choke out Tatsuro Tyra. Like, that is so crazy. Tyra fought out of the first choke, and then Van put him straight back into a second choke. And then Tyra fought out of the second choke, and he went to reverse position on Van, and Van pushed him off and let him back up. And for the entire rest of the round, Van was just piecing him the fuck up, like, so badly. So bad. Pretty much the rest of the round. Now, about 45 seconds left in the round, Tyra gets a takedown to, like, basically stop it from being a 10-8 round. Because he got the takedown, and he just held Van there. Like, he didn't do anything on the ground. Anything on the ground. Tyra gets his takedown really early into the fourth round. And after that, he is able to hold Van on the ground for about 2 minutes. And then when Van tries to reverse position, Tyra tries to put him in a triangle with a omoplata. Like Van's arm is literally stuck on the side of his body. But Van is so fucking short that Tyra literally, like, could not, like, basically put Van's arm under his leg. Like, it was literally too short. And then Van did stack guard, and he shrugged shoulder shrugged Tyra's hip off of him, and he was able to stand up and get out of it. And for the rest of the round, they stayed on the feet, and Tyra got the clinch a few times, but he wasn't able to get any takedowns after the first takedown. And then the fifth started. Holy shit. Dude, Van beat the fucking shit out of him in the fifth. Like, you could tell it was over. Like, a minute and a half, 2 minutes into a minute and a half. I say a minute and a half, it was a fucking finish. You could tell, like, 30 seconds into the round, the fight was going to be fucking over. Like, every time Van was landing a shot, Tyra was, like, covering the side of his face up and shit. And just took a few more shots. That's basically it. Like, a minute 10 into the round, Van's unloading more shots onto the fence, and then Tyra is literally covering his head, like, turning to the side and shit. And Van keeps on doing that. He lands like 4 or 5 more shots, and Tyra literally stumbles on the fence, and the ref stops the fight just like that. Now, I know the stoppage is controversial, but Tyra literally was turning his entire body away from Van for about 10 seconds, like, straight. He was not looking at him at all, not having intelligent defense at all. And then when he got dropped, he shot off of instinct, not off of him being there. Like, you could visibly tell that he was not there, even though he started gesturing and shit. Like, that, I think that was a good stoppage. I don't know what people wanted to see. They wanted to see a fucking murder or something. My boy won. That's all that matters, though. At the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters. Joshua Van is the fucking champion still. None of y'all motherfuckers can say he's a fucking paper champion now. Now, what we need to make next is him versus Pantoja. I think him versus Pantoja needs to be made in Philadelphia or somewhere like that, because I know Van, and Van loves to be fucking active. So I think he'll be back in like 3 or 4 months, something like that. He didn't take any damage in this fight, so I think he'll be back pretty soon. Now, moving on to the fucking main event. I guess the Strickland and Chimaev fucking main card thing on the website is fucking bugged, so we're going to Google. Man, Sean Strickland pulled that shit off, man. I can't fucking believe he did it. Now, people saying this shit is a robbery. Fucking delusional, dude. Absolutely fucking delusional. Now, in the first, Chimaev got a takedown pretty early. He waited a little bit longer than he normally would, and I think that's because he knew that Strickland was expecting it immediately. So he, like, tried to put the striking in his mind. And then he got a takedown about a minute into the first. And he was not able to do anything with it. With any of his takedowns in the entire fight. Like, I want to make that clear. He did fucking nothing with any takedown that he had the entire fight. Nothing at all. So, he got the takedown on the first. And then Strickland worked his way to the fence to be his buddy. And Chimaev took his back, actually. And he had his back for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes of the first. And Then Strickland pushed his leg off and he crawled up to the fence. And then in the second, he gets caught on the feet. Like, it looked like he got wobbled, but you couldn't really tell. He got, like, kind of stumbled. Like, he like, woke up, basically. And he shot a very sloppy takedown on Strickland. And Strickland put him in fucking full guard. Like, he was in, like, let me say that again. Khamzat Chimaev was in full guard on Sean Strickland for 2 minutes straight. That is so fucking wild. That is so fucking wild. So he held him down on the ground for about 2 minutes, and then Chimaev was able to work his way back up and stand up. And it was, we had about a minute, I want to say, about a minute left in the round, and Strickland was out striking him on the feet. So he, like, pretty clearly won the second round, right? The third round starts. Chimaev didn't shoot a single takedown in the third. Like, not a single one. He was getting outstruck on the feet, just keeping it real simple. He was landing shots on the feet, but majority of the shots that he was landing, Strickland was rolling with. Now, Strickland was landing shots all over Chimaev's face. Pause. Holy shit, fucking pause. Holy fucking pause. He was landing shots on Chimaev's forehead, on his cheeks and shit. And even if you want to go on, oh, but the fucking strike numbers are similar, whatever the fuck, Strickland landed the more damaging shots. He did. Like, he just did. And then in the fourth, Chimaev got a takedown, and he held Strickland down for quite a while. And then Strickland got back up. He used the fence again to get back up. Chimaev took him straight back down, and then he got straight back up again. And then he broke out again, and Chimaev was landing the better shots actually this time on the feet. So I would pretty clearly give this round to Chimaev. So I would say it's actually 2-2 going into the fifth. So Chimaev won the first, Strickland won the second and the third, and then Chimaev won the fourth. So what it would come down to is the fifth. Now in the fifth, Strickland just straight up outlanded Chimaev. Like, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Chimaev didn't land many clean shots. He landed about 10 maybe 10 clean shots on Strickland's chin. Majority of them were hitting Strickland's chest, his forearms, and his shoulders. Like, if you rewatch that fight, he was not landing very clean shots. So Strickland, he landed about 15 more shots than he did. And I know I hate going onto the debate about fucking strikes landed and all that shit over, like, just straight up damage between two fighters, but neither of these fighters did enough damage to, like, significantly, like, make a gap against the other one, if that makes sense. In the fifth, Strickland, like, he outlanded him by 15, something like that. Like, that should be enough to win you the round outright. On top of the fact that some of those shots that Chimaev landed were not clean. And then he got his takedown stuff. I think the weight cut had a big implication into it. But guess what? That's what you get for fucking basically, you just straight up, you did miss weight. That's what you get for missing weight and still being able to fucking fight for your fucking belt. Like, that's just karma. Strickland wins by decision. He won the second, the third, and the fifth. Now, the debate is, like, it's getting really, really fucking ridiculous, man. Like, I cannot stand this, man. Like, look at some of these fucking comments, dude. Like, Chimaev landed shots on Strickland's nose. He broke his nose, I believe, in the first or the second, one of those two rounds. And after that, he really didn't land anything. Like, you can literally see Strickland's face completely clean, except his fucking nose. Now, Chimaev's face is all fucking... Now, it's not mashed up, but it's a lot more fucking cut up than Strickland's is. And, like, look at some of these fucking comments, man. Hamza got robbed, very close, but Hamza 145. Look at this, dude. Like, got taken down and put against the fence all night. Like, dude, every time he got taken down, Chimaev did nothing. Like, he literally did nothing with every fucking takedown. So, the takedown itself is what would separate the round if the round was fucking close, right? And in the rounds that he got the takedowns, like, The takedowns and established position were the rounds that he was already winning convincingly. So they have no implication to the rounds that were competitive at all. Like the rounds that were a debate. So I still don't understand the fucking debate between this fight. Let me know what you guys thought about this card down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.